So, at the edge of 11, people start to say, I don't know, you can do it. You are in a village, you are not rich, you live in a country where cinema is not something, it's not a thing. And you start losing that, that dream.
Yeah.
But finally, I managed to to be a filmmaker.
Awesome.
We can give you a VIP access to Festival de Cannes. So the biggest festival in cinema in the world, probably.
Yeah.
So I went to Festival de Cannes. I was like young, my first movie, and I'm here with stars from all over the world with the red carpet. Oh, come on!
Red carpet.
yeah,
you never dream about the red carpet.
Exactly, usual question.
I know.
You know the story.
Yeah.
It gave me the opportunity to not necessarily think as an employee only. I see people succeed in entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So why not me?
There you go.
So that's what happened.
It's time to unlock your full potential. Every person has a remarkable story. Join me, Dr. Surah Hadad, on a journey of empowerment and inspiration as we delve into the depths of self-discovery and transformation. He moves from Algeria to Malta, and from there to Canada. From the world of documentary filmmaking to the world of marketing. He made a name for himself in this field in Canada. I won't take too long to introduce him. My guest today is Amokrane Mariche, and he is from Montreal. Welcome, Amokrane, to my podcast and to my humble home.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm so happy, and thank you for welcoming me in your house with your podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Now, I know I am going to start in the beginning. What was your dream as a child?
I was a bit of a weird kid because I had always things dreaming about, for example, filmmaking. For more context, I used to live in a very small village.
Yes.
And most of the kids were dreaming maybe to be a pilot, a doctor, a dentist.
Yes, yeah.
Why not? So those kind of dreams that parents would love to see their kids.
Exactly, yes, yeah.
But I was very interested in storytelling, in stories, and I was almost stick to the TVs and to the screens at the time.
Yeah.
And I always dreamt to be a filmmaker and to create movies and to tell stories. So that was, kind of dreams I had when I was maybe 7, 8, till maybe 11 years old. Yeah.
What happened after 11? Did you change your dream?
We get influenced.
Yes.
And also there are also other opportunities. I still kept, and actually I managed to fulfill that dream and to be a filmmaker later on. But at early age, you think that everything is easy.
Yes.
And that's the beauty, when you are a kid, you think that everything is doable. And the problem, the issue is when we lose that faith.
Yes.
We start, no, it's impossible. No, I can't.
Yeah.
So, at the edge of 11, people start to say, I don't know, you can do it. You are in a village, you are not rich. You live in a country where cinema is not something, it's not a thing. And you start losing that, that dream.
Yeah.
But finally, I managed to to be a filmmaker.
Awesome. I know you live in a village in Algeria.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you manage, studying all that and doing it?
Yeah, so first of all, I grew up in Algiers, and Algiers is the capital. But later on, because of the situation in the country, we had to move in that village. And it was actually my first immigration, if you think about it. Yeah, coming from a city, a vibrant, beautiful city, which is Algiers, the capital of Algeria, and going to that village, to that tiny village in the mountains, and having something different, not only about the language, because I moved from speaking in Arabic every day to speaking Tamazight, which is like the natives' language in North Africa, but also in terms of traditions, what we eat, how we do things. But I kept, that dream of doing something big, doing something not only for me, but to impact people. And that's something that's still in my DNA today as a consultant, as a community builder. I kept that. So back to your question, obviously, even if you are in a village, we have something magic called TV. And later on, we had that thing very that disturbed completely our lives called internet.
Yes.
So even if you are in the Sahara, you can always be influenced, and you can just need to pick the right thing. And I had the opportunity, and I was blessed, al-baraka, from my family, especially my father. So we can have anything outside, but inside our family, any issues outside, but inside our family, we were filled with love and a lot of communication. So this ability to communicate, to have your father, your mother, your friends and siblings as friends, enabled me to think big and to have a lot of self-confidence.
That's awesome. So you guys are open in your family, and you guys talk about what you want to do. So that's amazing. Now, you mentioned your dad. How did he influence you?
A lot.
Like,
and
in
still
what
do.
way?
He's obviously, a lot of people would say their fathers or their mother are the role models, but he's a hero for me. And actually both of them, my mom and my father, but professionally and maybe in terms of business and how I behave.
So I know your father has influenced you because you mentioned him.
A lot.
How did he influence you? Like, what did he do that you really now stuck in your brain?
Yeah, I guess a lot of people would say that their father, their mother, and actually both parents played a tremendous role in my education and the man that I am today. But if we speak professionally, and actually maybe I look like him, so it's something very special. He has a very powerful way of teaching and giving, like, leading by example. So he always supported me, managed to keep the conversation open, even if I did a lot of trouble to him during my childhood. So he was also a man who always tried to explain that it's not all about ourselves, but that we need to give back to the community. I think it's because of the fact that he was an orphan, and so I think he invested a lot in his family. Orphan, like, from his father and his mother, so he was raised without family, like, for very early age, and I think this gave him the power and the strength to give a lot of importance to his own family. And now I'm benefiting from this. I'm benefiting because I also value the time with my family. I value the time with my community. And I think he played a tremendous role in my education.
And I know you mentioned that he's your hero.
Yes, he's my hero, truly.
Excellent. Now, how did you, like you said, you came from not a very wealthy family. So how did you end up studying filmmaking?
That's true. It's bizarre.
I'm like, here in Canada we have like loans and stuff there. How did you do it in Algeria?
So basically the first element is that I was dreaming about filmmaking, about telling stories, not necessarily to be in like an actor or comedian. That was not my thing. But the time that I noticed that in Algeria we hadn't any school of cinema at that time. It was even tough. So how can I go through this and start creating films and movies? So there is one thing called internet. Again, and I start to reach out to people. I start to write emails, send many. Actually, I started to network without naming it like networking.
Exactly. Yes.
Without social media, because we can network without social media. So I started to send emails. I remember to several people in the industry and also to organizations all over the world. And I managed at that time, being that kid from a village, to have a scholarship from a school in France. So that's amazing, because I'm not from that ecosystem or from that rich families who have the power and the connections. But the internet is magic. So I started working with the first with the Algerian radio, so as a host in the Algerian radio. This gave me a lot of connections, and then through internet I started to send emails to talk about my love and passion about cinema. I started to produce and host the first show talking about cinema in the Algerian radio in our mother tongue, which is the Tamazight. And this gave me a lot of connections. So I made it for the first scholarship. I went to France. I did my first short movie. And it worked. So the school started using it as to showcase, their curriculum, etc. So I said, wow, festivals, in Belgium, in Africa, in many cities in Europe. So it worked. The first short movie ever that I'm directing, and it's gaining.
What's the name of that movie?
Obsessions.
Obsessions.
So what happened, which is also, I don't believe in luck. I believe in hard work and destiny. I'm a believer, so I think that there is things that are meant to happen to us, but you need to do the things that you need to do. You need the wasila. You need things that you need to act. You can't, lay on your sofa and say, okay, I'm waiting for...
Yes, exactly.
So what happened is that this School of Cinema in Paris told me, you know what? We are using your movie, your short movie, to showcase our school. We can't pay you. You are a student. So we are giving you a gift that you will like. I said, okay, maybe a camera, maybe something, And they said, no, not all this. We can give you a VIP access to Festival de Cannes. So the biggest festival in cinema in the world, probably. So I went to Festival de Cannes. I was like young, my first movie, and I'm here with stars from all over the world with the red carpet. Oh, come on.
Red carpet. You never dream about the red carpet.
Exactly. Usually it's at the end of our career. And here I am, student with one short movie, indie movie, not necessarily very sophisticated. It's still it's a short movie from school, but it had a story and it has a purpose, and people liked it. So that's how I started in the filmmaking and the movie industry.
That's awesome. So when you moved to France to study, did you speak the language?
Yeah, French. Most of Algerians I would say, a lot of people would speak French or understand a little. But as I did a degree in communication in Algeria, I do speak. Actually, Tamazight is my first language, with my mother tongue. Then the Arabic, obviously, أتكلم عربي. And then French, my third language. And now English, especially since I moved here to Canada.
4 languages. Amazing.
I do my best.
That's awesome. So then you went to that film festival. You graduated from your degree. Then what did you do?
What happened?
What happened?
Most of the people would say, when you start your career abroad, especially in Western countries, you never come back to your country.
That's right.
Wow, why? Why bother yourself going back to Africa? Why? Yes, I want to contribute to my country, to my people, to my continent, to Africa, to the Muslim world. So I went back to Algeria, and I started to use my camera as my weapon, as my pen. So I started shooting movies, creating things, contributing to other also, because most of people think that a filmmaker is someone who is very rich, who is just doing a film from time to time, and then go to festivals,
and sell it and become
sell
rich.
it, a lot of money. And no, you need to work. You need to, especially when you are in a country where art is not necessarily
A degree,
a
actually.
degree or something very valuable.
Yeah.
Imagine if I go, now I'm married and I'm happy, a spouse with 3 kids. But imagine going to the family of my wife and say, hey, hello, I do movies. You understand my point?
Yes, yeah.
For the people who
No.
are here in Canada or in the West,
Yeah.
they would say, what are you saying? But she understands my point,
Yes, I
because in
understand.
our culture is not necessarily something.
That's not a good degree.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically, they need a doctor or a dentist or
Or a pilot
or a pilot or
yeah,
an engineer.
engineer, yeah, why not? So it was very very difficult, and
To find a wife.
not necessarily, because you know what, I never asked any woman for marriage. The first one I loved, the first one I asked, she accepted. So I don't know, I didn't have any trouble.
So how did you guys meet?
Okay, please, God. Actually, we met in at the university. If you want the story,
Yeah.
I just told
In
you that
Algeria?
I like stories. So let me give it in a short version,
Yes.
because it's I can take a lot of time. But actually, we were in the same university. Communication and Algiers. Yeah. To put you in the picture, she was the best student in the university, the whole university, and I probably was the worst. Why? Not because I don't like what I studied, or I was too focused in working, in creating things. I mentioned the radio. I was already a host in the Algerian radio.
Yes.
I started, my interest in the cinema, and so university wasn't a thing for me. It was like more, I need to have that degree. But I spotted Safia. Her name is Safia, and I was amazed. She's beautiful. She's smart. She has anything you want in a woman. So I really wanted her so bad, but I thought I don't deserve her, truly. So I did nothing. I just said one day I will hear that she's married with a rich and very smart guy, and that's it. So time goes, almost 5 years. I went to France. I did this degree. I came back, and from time to time I ask a friend. I remember his name is Abdel Noor.
Yeah.
I said, Abdel Noor, is she still available? Or is she married? I don't see anyone. She's still alone, I think. I'm not sure. You know her. She's very to studies and very serious. So I think so. Okay, so it took time. And one day I decided to take my chance and to speak to her. And she was a bit reluctant, and she said yes. So I was, what? I should have said that 5 years ago.
There you go.
So alhamdulillah,
Time.
Now almost 13 years. So as we
Mashallah.
record this, with 3 kids, and alhamdulillah, very happy family.
Alhamdulillah, that's amazing. Now, you shifted your career from filmmaking to marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you find yourself, like more in filmmaking or marketing?
I love both, and I still love both. But what happened is that sometimes life would give you opportunities that you don't need to miss. So what happened is, still while doing that filmmaking thing, it was tough.
Yes.
I loved filmmaking, but I wasn't that rich, and it was tough, let's say, to pay the bills. We are in Africa, we are in the Algerian country, so it's not necessarily something that will provide you and pay your bills. And so I started working with the foreign agencies as a video reporter. Okay. So I mixed my filmmaking passion with my journalistic skills.
Yes.
And this combo is video reporter. So creating very short documentaries, sometimes video reports about topics, name it solar energy, sports, society. And one day I received an email, that internet thing.
Yes, that's right. We go back to the internet.
I received an email from an agency in the Netherlands. Okay, Amokrane, we have a new assignment for you. Algeria just qualified for the World Cup in South Africa 2010, and we want you to create a video report about it.
Yes.
And I said, yes, who's the client? And that email answered, Nike.
Oh,
The swoosh. Okay, interesting. So I did the first assignment. It was very good. Okay, done. Check. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye. And after this, because there was a connection with the local distributor, Nike local distributor called PMG Group, so they told me, Amokrane, do you want to work with us? I said, like, they want Nike TV or something?
Yeah.
Because I'm still into filmmaking. I said, no, marketing. I said, no. Okay. So a few months later, a new assignment with the same company, and they asked me again, Amokrane, did you think about it? And I was to say no. And then I said, you know what? Let me ask for advice.
Yeah.
And that time I was engaged with my better half.
Yes.
And I told her, I think I would say no. She said, are you crazy? You can't say no for Nike. Because she was way smarter than me. She told me, it takes 6 months. Take it in your resume. You can have the swoosh. Yeah. And then you go and you do your filmmaking thing. Yeah. So this is how 6 months turned into 6 years. So I first worked with the distributor, Playmod Group in Algeria. I created the marketing department from scratch. Nice. I was among the first hires. Yeah. And then the department went into 14 people. Everything was externalized, and I internalized all the skills that we need for marketing: PR, sports marketing, content creation, visual merchandising. Everything was done internally, and I learned a lot on marketing because I'm in the marketing. I have no degree. I'm from communication background.
That's right.
But during that time, and I can't thank them enough, the distributors, Playmod Group, gave me like a green or white or whatever label green card. So I can do anything I want. I need obviously to respect the budget and the requirements, but I acted as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So an entrepreneur won't succeed every time. You need to learn from your failures, but you need to take responsibility. So I really learned a lot from that experience. And then I took the responsibility for marketing for whole North Africa, so Tunisia, Morocco, and Algeria, Tunisia, and Morocco. Yes. And so that was my experience when I came, a true branding and communication school.
Nice. And when did you move to Malta?
So when I moved from being the local marketing manager to the regional marketing manager, I moved to Malta.
Okay. And how was Malta?
Very nice. It's a small island in the Mediterranean. Life is beautiful. We eat very well. You can almost see the sea from everywhere.
You can swim in it too.
You can swim in it too. It's beautiful. But for me as a networker, for someone who want to excitement, new things, it wasn't enough. Yeah. So it was very interesting. People from Malta are very, very kind. I still have friendship, and I really want to come back to Malta for visit, but I wanted more, and I wanted to experience something new. So that's why we moved to Canada.
You moved to Canada. And when did you move to Canada?
2017.
2017. Yeah. Now, I know in this part, when you moved to Canada, or when you were in Malta, your wife was a teacher, a professor.
In Algeria, she was...
In Algeria. And when you moved to Malta, what did she do?
Yeah, that's the thing. So when we were in Algeria, she kept working in the same university, turning from a brilliant student to one of, let me please tell it, one of the best professors there. Yeah. But she told me, Amokrane, we can't be separated. You can't go to Malta, pursue your dream and work, and I will be waiting for you here in Algiers. So she decided to come with me to Malta. But unfortunately, professionally, she had to stop her job. So it was kind of unfair. My career was thriving while hers was, on pause. Yes. So it also one of the reasons why we decided to move and to both start from scratch here in Canada.
So what does she do now?
She's actually now a teacher in university, not at the same level as Algeria. You know the story.
Yes,
When you
yeah.
while you are an immigrant, and that's something that we need to change, guys.
Yes, yeah, we do.
That's
we
something
do.
that we need to change, because
Yeah.
we are immigrants, true.
Yes.
We are talented, and we usually come, like we call us the economic immigration. But then when we arrive here, we don't necessarily recognize our competencies. So she started to work in University of Montreal here in Canada. But in the same time, I'm dragging her to my business so we can also work together as consultants.
Work together. That's
Me in
amazing.
marketing and her in communication.
Nice. So now you guys both are working. How did you guys balance work and family?
It's a very difficult question.
I know.
You know the story.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very tough because here, especially when you are an immigrant, I always say we have an algorithm. We have this, name it, African, Muslim, Arab algorithm with which we were raised and born and raised.
Yes.
And then in Canada, it's another algorithm. It's as if you want to do an app, just to put you in the picture, like an app that is from Android that you need to run under iOS But you can create bridges. So in terms of education and how we balance, it's mainly through prioritizing what's the most important. Obviously, business is important. Obviously, professional excellence is important, but not as important as family. For me, I can, for example, lose this business, but I can lose my family. So that's, for me, it's the way when we have a decision to make, we go back to this rule.
Family is first.
Family first.
And with all that, I know you do a lot for your community.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I know you mentioned it's because of your father.
Mm-hmm.
He told you that you still have to give back to your community.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things have you done that you say, yes, I gave back to my community?
Never enough.
I know.
Never enough.
Yes,
but the first thing that I think people should consider is to not turn back your to your community. For example, say, okay, you know what? I'm here in Canada. I don't want to have nothing to do with this community or this. I think it's important to, even if you had troubles, for example, in your home country, your kids have the right to be still linked to that community. So that's the first thing. And I do a lot with, for example, being involved with the school of my kids, being active in my neighborhood with the local mosque, with things like that. But also, I always say it, but sometimes I say it in French, des racines et des ailes. So it's important to have deep roots in the community, but also wings to fly. So that's the picture. So the roots would be that involvement with the community, with social work, with volunteering, with, for example, in my case, I don't hesitate any moment to use my a network, to use the communication skills that I have to speak up for Palestine. So I decided to do so. And the same way, the wings are the ability to learn, to network, to mingle with the best people in the world, and not necessarily think only community. Okay, if I need to network with Mexicans, let's do that. If I need to with Chinese, with South Africans, where I don't have limits. The most important is to have that balance between the work that we can do for the community, because otherwise no one will do it for you, and the openness and the interest, the curiosity to go for other communities.
Nice. Now, I know when you came to Canada, you started from scratch. So can you tell us a little bit about what did you do to get to where you are right now?
Yeah, I can share that, obviously. When someone arrives as an immigrant, usually he likes many things. Among those elements are the network. So the first thing that I did is that I started to build my network. See who is on my list of contacts in my phone, on my Gmail. if, for example, I want to go in that business, for example, in this dentistry,
Yes.
if I have no one, it's not normal. I won't make it through, I need to network in the area that I want to improve myself. So networking was key for me. And one of the elements that I did, I started to obviously go and explore because I'm curious, but I also hosted my own events.
Okay.
And why not? Why not?
And
So
it was for free.
it was for free.
Yes.
And for free in the beginning. And then when we started to improve the user experience with food, etc., we started to ask people to pay, but 100%, not 100%, but all the remaining balance, we give it to charity.
Yes.
So because we experience that when we create and host events, when people don't pay, they don't show up.
Yes.
So we made sure, for example, that the food is halal and vegetarian options are available and so on and so on.
Yes.
You need to pay because we don't want to lose and throw these things. But the remaining balance, after we pay the location, etc., to the charity. So that helped me a lot to build the community.
How did you live? How did you, all this free and charity and all that stuff? How did you live?
First of all, I started working for the Chamber of Commerce in Montreal as an employee. And this also gave me wings. Okay. Because when I started looking for a job as a new immigrant, when I just arrived the first year, even if you have competencies, you came from Nike with a lot of experience, with know-how, with soft skills, everything, but no one will give you the chance. You are new. We don't want to take the risk.
You know what? You need Canadian experience.
Canadian experience. Yes. So, I said, so I will never get a role as a manager or something, what I used to do. So I said, if I need to go back 2 steps, then I need to be very strategic. And I chose the Chamber of Commerce because the Chamber of Commerce is the web for all the companies in the city. Right, yes. So it gave me wings. I understand the ecosystem. I understood how it works, who are the most important people, what are and also it gave me the opportunity to not necessarily think as an employee only. I see people succeed in entrepreneurship. Yes. So why not me?
Yeah. There you go.
So that's what happened. So networking was key. The second element that I would mention, and during my conference yesterday, I mentioned it, is personal branding. Personal branding is very important, especially nowadays.
That's something I don't know.
Yeah, we need to talk about it. Yes. Personal branding, when I ask people, do you have a reputation? You say, yes. And then when I say, do you have personal brand? What is this? I'm not sure. No, I'm not a star. I'm not talking about being famous. Yes. I want people to be seen as thought leaders, and it's different. Yeah. So you are a thought leader. You are a role model for many, and I truly believe it. So your personal brand needs to reflect that. So you need to work on your reputation. And usually immigrants think only curriculum, resume, CV, and it's not how it works. So it's very important to build your personal brand and turn your situation from a job seeker, from an unknown job seeker, to sought after entrepreneur, professional, someone who we appreciate and with whom we want to work. So that's the second element. So networking, personal branding, and also expertise. The third element, you need to have a better knowledge of the ecosystem. Even if you had an amazing experience in Qatar, in Brazil, in China, you always need to update your knowledge and to make it relevant to the new country where you are. So those 3 elements that helped me turn from a known job seeker to someone who is respected in his field in personal branding and communication.
Nice. So what's your goal?
Impact the world.
There you go.
There you go. That, only that's it. Ideally, here in Canada and even in other countries, I want to people who have expertise, who have good hearts, to not steal and keep in the shadows. Because I see a lot of them. They are either shy or they are very knowledgeable in their domain of expertise, but they don't need the Amokrane, this communication thing, this social media. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's pity.
Yeah.
Y-
Well, it's our nature. I think as immigrants, we're just shy.
Not
I remember.
not necessarily.
I
Not
don't
necessarily.
know.
I think that's something that we need to gain,
Yeah.
especially in the internet thing, this bubble called internet with the artificial
Yeah.
intelligence and all
Yeah.
the social media, what's happening. We need to claim back our right to exist, to shine, to provide the community. We have something to say.
I like that.
We have something to say. Why stay in the shadows?
Yes. You have something to say and you have something to give back, to teach.
Yeah.
So
Uniformity is not healthy, even for the country here, for
Yes.
Canada, for
Yeah.
the West, for the
Yeah.
world, the entire world.
Yeah.
We need to listen from the wisdom of our ancestors, from Al-Andalus, from China, from
Yeah.
the wisdom of people in Africa. We shouldn't be all the same, eating all the same, wearing all the same clothes. I think it's very important. And I'm on a mission to help people, entrepreneurs, professionals, get that confidence and master the tools to make it happen, to shine online authentically. If there is something that I hate,
Yes.
Sora, is fake it till you make it.
Yes.
I-
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't like it. I don't like it. I think the thing that I strive to maintain, even in my own personal brand, is to be very authentic. So if I don't know something, I can go on LinkedIn or
Yeah.
whatever social media. I say, hey guys, I know I'm a communication marketing, I'm a branding consultant,
Yeah.
but I missed that. Can someone please explain this to me?
Exactly. We're
Yeah.
always learning.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Why
Yeah.
not?
And ask
So
the question.
if I have something that makes me angry, for example, the situation now in the Middle East, I would say it because no, otherwise you will be blacklisted and you will lose business. And so I don't care. I don't care. I need to be consistent. I stood for example, Black Lives Matter. I stood for many other causes that are very aligned with my brand. Why not now?
Yeah.
So this, I think, is important, and you can't do that unless you have a very strong community that is supportive, and that's why the networking piece is very important.
We have to talk more. I know there's a lot you have to say.
I think
but-
someone gonna miss his flight.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. No, now I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to say some words and I want you to tell me what they mean for you.
Okay.
Okay? When we say Algeria,
Mama,
Malta,
the bridge,
the bridge, Nike,
the school of marketing.
filmmaking,
Stories,
stories, market,
an ecosystem,
Montreal,
beautiful city,
your father,
my hero. I love him.
your family,
My wealth,
Safia.
my best half.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming to talk to us here and give your energy, your expertise to people.
Thank you so much, Sora. I really like
I hope
that.
you come back again to Nova
Inshallah.
Scotia.
I will do my best to come back. You are very kind, and I really like the experience
Thank
yesterday during the conference, but also this experience with you
Thank
today.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Glad to see you.